Studio check.
Frequencies check.
We are live on air.
You are listening to the In Fact Blessing the Airwaves. Take the journey into the world of sports, news, entertainment, while embracing the hottest beats on the planet. Rocking the mind, body, and with energy, electricity, and a splash of controversy. Now, without further ado, it's our pleasure to bring to you
The biggest show in the world.
The biggest show in the world.
the biggest show in the world, the Sbtv Nation.
Days.
Sbtv Nation, it's your boys in the house. Gotta clear my throat as my favorite intro is kicking up in the background. It's the Dream in the house, in case you don't know who it is. I'm here with my boy, the Mad Hatter, and also Dr. Dan. And leave it to the most controversial man on the planet to justify and improve a movement of a second controversial figure. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, of course, the biggest mouth on the planet, just making more of a mess every day. Donald Trump comes out and speaks out about the guys kneeling in the NFL, and now every guy or half the teams are going to kneel all day long, further fueling more into the kneeling at the national anthem, and leave it to Donald to inspire that. Great job, Hat. That's the guy you support.
First one in baseball yesterday.
How you doing, Dan? Good morning to you, brother. How you feeling?
Good morning, guys. What's going on?
Not too much. Dream, it's supposed to be a real honor to go to the White House, though.
Well, that's the other point. Now, Mr. Trump's talking about an honor and his until you got there.
Yeah, until you got there, exactly.
For those of y'all that don't know what's going on, decided to snub Golden State because Steph Curry was hesitant in his going to the White House. So Trump says, "Oh, it's an honor to come to the White House, and since you're hesitant, we don't want you there." And basically, the rest of the NBA was like, big deal.
Got it.
We ain't feeling you neither.
Oh, definitely. So, guys, we are on the break of week 3 of the NFL, and we're getting ready to launch our fantasy football contest. We're going to do 40 players this week. We're going to double it every single week. And Dream, you know what? It's really hard to hear you from the bottom from last week.
And I love that you opened up with fantasy football is what you want to talk about. Your boy Trump is awful, as usual. You're gambling, awful, as usual. You got beat last night by kissing cuz.
Hey, you know what? You're the one that had what do you call it? You're the one that had the Dallas Cowboys last week, so I don't even want to get into that.
I would rather go down with the Dallas Cowboys than lose with the
I like how you guys are talking about all you're losing, but someone did go 4-1.
You did, Dan. You did it. You had a very, very stellar week last week at gambling. So congratulations to you. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, my man, the Dream, managed to land 20th out of 20 people in our fantasy football contest. Dream, how does that happen?
It happens because I'm not out there playing, and I'm a little bit more concerned with gambling as it is. You know what it was? You know what? You play that and you rethink your strategy 3 or 4 times with fantasy as I'm trying to put plays in, as I'm trying to get soccer stuff together for the kids. And it just was a bad week. But I noticed the week before when you came in 9th out of 10th place, it was crickets.
You know what? It's still not the bottom, though.
Hat was still busy creating his own algorithm.
Yeah.
It's hard to hear my voice this morning because I was in 9th out of 10th place.
Dream is the cellar dweller. So, guys, we are on Twitter right now, SBTV Nation. So give us a follow. Also, Dream_SBTV and Dr. Dan Evil Genius. I'm getting ready to get this contest going, and you know what? I'm pretty excited because the other night I started off it was either a 15 or 16 game contest where I added the Thursday night game into my fantasy football contest, and I got almost 100 points with 4 players, guys. Watkins,
and Hat is now
Goff.
strictly the fantasy football guy on the program. He is not involved in regular gambling. As he will tell you, his home team dogs have been all put in shelters this season.
Yeah, right.
I don't know, Dream. I think they're straight euthanized.
His home team dog. Listen, if you mess with
Oh my God, the home team underdogs have been. It's been a mess.
you put in an application for a part-time job, right?
Oh man, tell me about it. And I mean, there's been a couple of things too. And if you've been fading the Cleveland Indians also in baseball, you're in big trouble. Dan, damn. I mean, it's unbelievable what they're doing, huh?
I don't even know. I mean, the thing is you worry, like, are they peaking even too early?
Yeah.
Look at what happened to the Dodgers. The playoffs are kind of a crapshoot, but you have a bunch of teams. I mean, the Astros playing good baseball, the Indians playing stellar baseball, Sox playing great baseball. And now in the National League too. I mean, you got some things going on. So, baseball playoffs are going to be insane. They're going to be great this year.
Right on. Exactly. So jumping real quick, guys, to college football, just to recap what went on yesterday. Dan, anything interesting? How'd you end up doing yesterday?
So for those of you who don't know, I'm broadcasting out of a hotel room in the suburbs of Washington, D.C. So I spent most of my...
Looking out his window with his shotgun.
Yeah.
No. I'm here for work in the software industry. I do not know anything about any of that. But so I was in the car pretty much all day yesterday, and then I actually spent some time at this amazing vineyard, which was broadcasting the college football game. So didn't really play much yesterday. Gonna go back at it today, but had some time to watch that whole Penn State Iowa game, and I'll tell you, I've been an Iowa person. I know you guys always hate Iowa because it's like the no rhythm big white man team. But you know what? Like, that defense is legit at home, but Penn State showed me something.
Sure.
So making that drive was unreal, and Saquon, man, is just lights out.
Right on. You know what? Unbelievable. What a comeback for them. And I mean, I'm looking at the home team dogs yesterday, Dreaming. I mean, the only one that came to form was Arizona State knocking off Oregon. I didn't see that happening.
Which was interesting. I didn't see that happening either. Very interesting game there. Interesting that they were able to get that done. Oregon did look a little bit off, got a little shell shock right out the gate in the first quarter, but kind of rallied up towards the end. But I mean, Oregon, probably was feeling itself a little bit from its prior week's winnings, and maybe got a little bit too comfortable. Yesterday, oddly enough, I didn't play any college football. I did not. I looked at the schedule probably Thursday night when I got involved in that Niners game. And by the way, we need to discuss that for a minute too. But I looked at the schedule, and I just didn't like any of the matchups yesterday in college football. There was some things that I kind of liked, but it was like, I kind of like it. You know what I mean? And I said to myself, let's just take the day off and just watch. And sure enough, as far as I'm concerned, real good week for me to back off, because I probably would have got caught. If you did those teasers, money line parlays with multiple teams, you probably got caught by one team, out of the 3-piece or out of the 4-piece. One team got you that you just weren't expecting to get you. So it was a good look by me, as far as I'm concerned, of backing off and not getting involved yesterday.
Got it.
A lot of scares yesterday.
Oh, big time. And especially when you get these teams on the road. I mean, it's, in all the college sports, whether it's football or basketball, I mean, we've seen it time and time again where there's just, it's really hard to win on the road. A lot of teams did win on the road, but they did not cover their spreads. And one of the biggest surprises.
Real quick, Hat.
Yes.
Because I got to jump back to this, because speaking of winning, I seem to recall a show, Dream, maybe you remember this, where Hat, like for 5 weeks in a row, was very adamant about a certain team not making the playoffs.
Oh, you're talking about the Chicago Cubs?
Oh, I think I am. I think I just might be.
It's just they're in such a piss poor division, Dan. That's the problem.
Well, that's what I said. That's what I said. We were talking about it. I mean, they don't have to do anything magical. I mean, 4.5 games. What do they have? Not 9 games left. 4.5 up. They're gonna make it at.
Pretty much. Pretty much. Well, you know what? Hey, I'm glad that I did not bet you on that, Dan. That's all I got to say about that. So.
My steak back.
All right, guys. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to actually tweet out on our Twitter page, SBTV Nation, the fantasy football contest. I did 40 entrants, and the top 5 get paid $10 buy-in. So looking forward to. I'm going to try to win this week, boys. Dan, you got any sleepers that you're thinking about sliding in, or are you going to wait till your lineup gets released after 1 o'clock to unveil that?
No, I'm thinking about it. But what I've noticed this year, I will say, you guys have noticed this too, is there's a lot of really, really good 1-2 running back combinations in the NFL this year.
Oh, absolutely.
So, it seems like teams are going back to the 1-2 punch where you see a lot of a lot of sets with the 2 running backs back there, one in pass and one that can run the ball and block. So, that's when I'm looking for sleepers, I'm looking for a good running back too that is good for PPR.
Got it. How about you, Dream? Are you going to land in 40th place this week?
Did we lose the Dream?
I don't know. Sounds like we lost.
Oh man, he was so pissed about being in the basement.
We lost the cellar dweller, baby.
Oh, Dream, pay your internet bill and come back on.
Yes, sir. Right on. So I'm posting a link right now, Dan, as a matter of fact, and looking forward to it. So real quick, what's going on right now as far as the game that's going on in the NFL currently?
Honestly, last time I checked, it was 10-0. It still is. Which doesn't surprise me too much. I mean, I don't think this says much about the Jaguars. I think they're a little bit improved. I'm just not a Baltimore Ravens fan. I just don't think they're very good.
Yeah, I know. Exactly. And that is definitely a nasty game. Now, what was the first score? Was it a field goal or a touchdown? Because I love those field goal or safety first play of the games. Those have been money for me, except for Thursday night, believe it or not, it didn't work.
The first play of the game was a field goal.
First score of the game was a field goal. Perfect. And those are usually like plus money, dude. So I really, really like those a lot. So here we go, guys. I'm doing it right now. Here is the link to our fantasy football contest. So I'm getting ready to do that, and we will go from there. Dan, I'm just looking real quick before we get into the NFL and going through the entire card top to bottom. I'm really, really shocked that Florida State is 0-2, man.
Well, I mean, quarterback?
Yeah.
Is it as simple as that?
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, it's just I don't think a Jimbo Fisher team has been 0-2 since forever now. It's been like 10 years at least.
Yeah, I mean, losing to North Carolina State is almost inexcusable.
Yeah, that's tough.
That's yeah. I mean, that's bad. Man, I don't know. They're gonna. Do you think they drop out of the top 25? They have to. Right?
Oh, they have to. Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. I mean, they're going to have to work their way back in. Well, maybe they'll be still like a 25 or something like that because, they are still a good team. But, oh, man, that's a brutal loss right there at home in your building.
Yep.
Which I never saw coming, and I'm sure a lot of people got stung by that. I was not one of them.
Oh, my God. But, by the way, Bortles just escaped like 13 different. Ridiculous.
Really?
Still completed a pass. Yeah, he doesn't look so bad. Yeah, he's laughing about it on the sidelines now. He doesn't even know how he did it.
Blake Bortles. Rocking and rolling.
Still brings up fourth down, but what that play did right there is he escaped the sack and he kept him in field goal range. So, Blake Bortles can do that, and they establish a running game with Leonard Fournette. I'm telling you, that division is completely up for grabs.
Oh, 100%. That division's always up for grabs, though, dude.
I know. Is it the worst division? I'm trying to think. I mean, the AFC West is bad.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, I'm trying to think. The Titans aren't that good, right? So in the South, the Colts stink.
Yep.
The Jags, maybe if they're lucky, they go 8-8 and win the division.
Yeah, right. 7-9 wins the division.
And by the way, who is going back to the Rams, because I know you love them, and we were talking about this before the season, and you were kind of laughing at me because I was like, honestly, they're my dark horse. Yep. They were my dark horse team. Because I said if puts it together, right? And he looks like a completely different dude from last year. I was hoping Dream would come back because I know that's his team that they played against. The 49ers are terrible. But, look, without all the mistakes in that game, it probably should have been 56-21 Rams.
Oh, yeah.
They still managed to win. Can they win that division?
I say it's a really good possibility. I mean, yeah, the defense definitely, Wade Phillips, I mean, they definitely showed me some holes as far as their defense is concerned. I mean, when you got Hoyer passing all over you, that's a problem. But, I mean, if they could tighten that whole package up, they may not be so bad, and they may actually get in the playoffs, believe it or not, with a young quarterback.
And here's the craziest thing. You want to hear the craziest thing? So they're 2-1. They put up 107 points. The Seattle Seahawks are 1-1. 1 combined 60 points.
Unbelievable.
That's
wow.
it. So,
That's the way it goes, baby. That's the way it goes. So, all right, Dan, so what I'm going to do is I think we're going to get right into this and have a conversation about football because, dude, I'm ready to make some money today, kid.
Yes.
Dying to make some money. So, all right, let's get right into it, guys. The NFL is among us, and Jags are up 13-0 over the Baltimore Ravens right now. You know what? Those London games, those are always a crapshoot. You just never know how these teams are going to react. You know what I mean?
You know what? Man up. I mean, man up. I mean, it's not that long of a flight. That's all I'm saying. To me, it's no excuse. I mean, we're talking, it's like flying to California. I know the time is a little weird, but they all got in early. If the Ravens lose to the Jaguars today, can we finally say that they are a bad team? I don't care that it's in London. They are not a good football team.
Right. I agree with you on that.
I think of it right now that way. But, I mean, there are a lot of people that disagree with me. But, hey, it is what it is.
I think they're just kind of, they always pull the wall over everybody's eyes. Everybody thinks it's the Ravens of old. That's the problem.
Yeah, like Rex Ryan's still there and some good old days. And, the thing is Flacco is just not that good either. I mean, he has a gun. He can throw the deep ball like crazy.
Yep.
But... man, I mean, they just don't have a sustainable offense. They don't have a running game. Their defense is not even close to what it was.
Right on. Dan, do you want to do something where you can add the dream on?
Let me see what I can do.
Yeah, see what you could do while I'm doing this fantasy football contest here. I'm actually putting a lineup in right now, guys. So 40 people.
Oh, when I left, you were talking about fantasy. I come back. You're talking about fantasy. Hack, this is a gambling program. We're going to put you on at another time. From now on, Dan, you and I will kick off the show Sundays at 10. Hack can do his own fantasy show from 11-12.
Let's get into the card, boys.
Let's get right into the card, boys. All right,
Please.
Sounds good. Okay, so I'm going to just start right from the top, and we'll go all the way down to the bottom here, and Dream is used to the bottom. We will start right now with the Denver Broncos, who are 2-0, playing the Buffalo Bills 1-1. Denver -3 on the road with an under-over of 39 points. This looks like a really nasty game to me. I don't know. Dream, you think the Bills can sting the Broncos here?
Not really.
No?
The Bills don't look really good to me right now. Obviously they lost their coach. Not that I was a big fan of him, but the organization's going through some changes. I didn't like the way they look offensively. You got a Bronco team that's coming in. The only thing that you got here, though, that you look at is you got a Bronco team that is really feeling themselves off of last week's win. However, you got a good defense in Denver. So usually teams with good defenses, one will travel well and one don't necessarily get overwhelmed by the week before's performances and maybe can improve off of that defensively. I don't like the game. It's an ugly game. It's got an ugly feel because I can see reasons that both teams can win. I'm still not sold that the Denver Bronco offense and Trevor Siemian is the answer. I think that last week was a little bit of an aberration. I think that they got a little bit lucky in some situations. The lightning delay, I think, helped them out immensely. I think Dallas never got their game really going like they wanted to get it going. Broncos definitely stepped up defensively, but I'm still not sold because we saw Trevor Siemian multiple times last season, including game 1 of this season, not look as good as he looked last Sunday. So
I gotta
go ahead.
Stop you for a second, Dream.
Go ahead.
Because here's my thing. I'm obviously not as high in the Cowboys as you are based off last week, but you had this overarching opinion of the Cowboys. The Broncos just dismantled them. Completely, and then lineup of Buffalo. And I don't see you got a running game that's reinvigorated, averaging like 4.5 yards per carry between Jamal Charles and C.J. Anderson. Demaryius Thomas and Emmanuel Sanders look like they're back to playing really good football. The defense is the defense. I think Tyrod Taylor gets mushed today. I just don't see how Buffalo's going to be able to put up sustained offense on Denver. And look, I know Siemian is prone to the mistake, but over the season, he's still 39 out of 60, 450 yards, and 6 touchdown passes. So I love the Broncos here.
You love the Broncos. You going to lay to 3 points?
I am.
All right, sounds good. Well, what I'm doing is I'm actually waiting for – I'm going to go through the entire card and figure out what the best game is to do the prop bet with the field goal safety as the first score. It's definitely looking like that could be one of them.
I don't mind that, Dan. I don't mind that. I agree. I happen to think that the Broncos, if I had the gun to my head, I would take the Broncos. I'm just a little bit leery that the Broncos are going to be too high off of last week's win, especially on the offensive side of the ball. I just don't think that I believe that Trevor Siemian is that good as he was last week. I really don't.
Got it.
Fair enough.
All right.
And no, you know what the best prop in the whole card is, right?
What's that?
In the Giants-Eagles game, the over on the sack total. Just take any Giants game and the over on the sack total, and you'll probably make money all year.
Offensive line looks terrible.
Oh, and the Eagles we'll get into that. The Eagles O-line is not great either. But no, last week the Giants, in that game, not just team, the overall sack total was 4.5. Giants gave up 5 sacks in the first half. So take money.
Absolutely. So, all right, guys, let's move over to the next game. We got the Pittsburgh Steelers, who are 2-0, facing the 0-2 Bears. Pittsburgh on the road, -7.5, under over of 44 points. Mike Glennon at the helm for the Bears. Dan, do the Bears have a shot at knocking off the Steelers for an upset today?
This is Le'Veon Bell's 2017 coming out.
Okay.
This is going to be exploitation of the highest magnitude. Look, you know me. I don't think the Steelers have a great defense, but pitiful. It's like, I don't know. I think the Steelers crush them. I'm all over the Steelers. Taking points, don't care. I think this is like a 34-7 affair.
I'm not really. I know that, Dream, I know that you're in love with their offense still.
I am.
But for some reason, I don't think that the Pittsburgh Steelers are as impressive this year as they've been in years past. Where are you at with this team?
Well, the problem is you first got to take a look at it. It's early. So a lot of teams, remember, Le'Veon Bell didn't get his contract thing straightened out. You really don't get to play out of these guys in the preseason like you would expect them to. So they're really just about, right now, it honestly, is week 1 in a lot of respects as far as the NFL is concerned for a lot of these guys. I think you'll see this offense start to click a little bit more this week, maybe look a little bit better. I agree with Dan that I don't see I don't see anything successful out of the Chicago Bears. However, I do think that you're going to see a little bit more out of it. Pittsburgh may have a little bit more success in their passing game, as the Bears have given up 262 yards allowed through the air. So the passing game may flourish, but you might see a few screen passes. Le'Veon Bell at the backfield on screen passes go for huge numbers. So I kind of agree that Le'Veon Bell's probably going to have a big day there. I would look for Big Ben to dump off, short dink and dunks to him, which will just go for like forever. And then take big shots down the field. I think the Pittsburgh offense is going to start getting better and better. They have gone off to a soft start, like you say, Zach. I like this game. I like the Steelers today. One money line parlay. Get the points on. I like the Steelers on the road today.
Oof.
Dream, you bring up a really good point too about how it's like week one for a lot of guys. And with the Pittsburgh offense, sit Le'Veon Bell and Roethlisberger and Antonio Brown, but then you got Martavis Bryant on the other side, who I think is a stud if he can stay on the field. And they got a ton of weapons and a really good offensive line. So if they keep getting better, which I think they will, yeah, I think Chicago is. Wait.
Sure.
Yeah, you know what? I just, for some reason, I could see the game being a little bit of a stomach ache towards the end. Like the Bears just showing up a little bit and trying to fight and get that first win. I don't know. Clearly, Pittsburgh's the better team all across the board, but I don't know. This game bothers me for some reason.
The Busies is not getting no first win today.
All right.
You can wrap that up right there. The Busies is not getting a first win, but you just money line it just to be safe. I agree with Dan. This could be coming out party.
Got it. All right, sounds good.
Good call, Dan.
All right. So the next game on the ticket we got here is this should be actually a really good game here. We got the Falcons, who are 2-0, versus the 2-0 Lions. The Lions are getting 3 points at home with an under-over of 51.5. Huh. Dream, you know what? I think the Falcons are on a mission this year. I wouldn't be surprised if you see them right back in the Super Bowl this year. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, I kind of would. I think they're on a mission, but the Falcons been good the last 10 years. I mean, it's the same team. It's Matty Ice. It's Julio. Don't get me wrong. They did add the running game, which the Falcons 1-2 punch right now is dope. I'm going to give them that. But I'm still like, I saw the Falcons last week against Green Biscuit. They looked good in that game. They were home. I watched them look booty against Chicago and almost lose the game to Chicago week one that everybody's going to forget about. But like I said, the teams are getting better as the weeks go on. I don't think either one of these two teams are as good as they have kind of looked. I think they're both pretty good teams. It's something you just don't trust for me. I just don't trust Matty Ice, okay? He hasn't made the big mistakes that he's made in seasons past, but we know he's capable of that. He has that in his resume. And then on the flip side of that, I just don't trust Matthew Stafford either. You look at Staff, and I know that they did beat the Giants. It was somewhat of an impressive win, but the Giants still were right there for the majority of that game. It was like they could not put them away. This game, to me, I just can't be involved. I don't want to be involved in it because I can see it going either way.
Okay, sounds good, man. Well, you know what? There is a prop. It's actually a Super Bowl matchup that I'm putting together, and it pays very, very good. It pays 40-1 if we can get the Atlanta Falcons versus the Oakland Raiders this year. I think you're going to see both teams winning the divisions and getting the bye.
ATL is not going to Super Bowl.
They're not going to Super Bowl. Dan, what do you think of that matchup?
I mean, I don't like it one way or the other. I think it's going to be a good game. I can't touch it. I think Atlanta gets the win.
Yep.
And right now in the NFC, look, I mean, it's real early in the season. Let's wait a little bit, because I think what always happens is, we count out a bunch of teams, and then you see a team go on like a 4 or 5 game run, hit a wild card berth, and then go to the Super Bowl. It happens all the time. So I will hold off on that. For some reason, I'm just not feeling Atlanta that much. I know they had a big win last week, but I don't know.
All right. Well, this game's scary to me. I think this game could possibly be a shootout.
You don't need.
Looking at it, 50.
Well, that's a shocker.
51 and a half. Yeah, but 50. Yeah, but 51 and a half points is up
Is
there.
what? Not for these two, it's not.
Yeah.
I mean, the Lions play dusty defense. The Falcons definitely can play dusty defense. You know what the thing is if the offenses can get in rhythm, if both these offenses get in a rhythm, they'll have the fit. I mean, they'll have 40 by halftime.
Yeah, right.
So I don't have a problem with the 51 personally. I agree with you. It's got the shootout potential of it. It's in both teams like playing inside. It's in a dome, so it should be fired up. The issue is sometimes the Falcons, especially on the road, can look out of sync of sorts. So I don't know if maybe the outside conditions has that more of effect on them.
Yeah, of
so
course.
their inside difference. But I agree with you. I don't have a problem with that over. I like the over.
Especially if you can get it bought down to like a 44-ish.
Sure.
I think you're golden.
I think you are too. I would not be. The over looks. I like the over in this game. I would take that.
That's what I was alluding to, player. When I say it being a shootout. So I think
Yep.
that if we get that down to like a 44, maybe in a teaser situation, kind of love the play.
Yeah, I think that's a solid call. If you're gonna play this game, I think that's the way to go. Take the over.
All right, sounds good. So the nastiest game on the board is next. 0-2 Browns versus the 0-2 Colts. Browns are favored. Dan, the Browns are favored today. -1.5 with an under over of 42.5. This may be the the field goal or safety to be the first score in this game. But
They should combine this game with the Jets-Dolphins game.
By the way, did you guys saw Andrew Luck, second opinion, Dr. James Andrews, right?
No.
Yep.
Yep. So it ain't getting better much quicker for Indy. And on top of the rumor that Andrew Luck is just trying his damnedest to get out of Indy.
Get out of there.
Well, I mean, look, every dog has his day in the NFL.
Yep.
And if Cleve is going to get a win, I mean, I don't want anything to do with this game because I don't want to have to watch it. I think it's going to be some terrible football. But also, guys, would you be surprised if Jacoby Brissett went out there and threw for 5 touchdowns?
No, I wouldn't be surprised, as a matter of fact. I don't know. You know what? I don't think he's that bad.
No.
I mean, the Colts were in it last week. You know what I mean?
You like Matt Mizzy, so
I do like Matt more, exactly. Although Jay Cuddles has led the charge for the Dolphins to be an undefeated first place AFC East team right now.
Oh God, you did not.
First place, baby, Miami
Take
Dolphins.
Take cuts in your fantasy today.
No, I'm not. I'm not taking Jay Cuddles. All right.
Why not?
The next, you know what? Why don't we go get some Alex Smith, son?
Actually, to be honest, Dream, Cuddles today in fantasy is going to light it up.
All right.
Well, again, he is playing the Jets, so he does have that possibility.
Yeah.
It's the Jets. He's going to throw for 450 yards.
Yeah, right.
Is anybody buying into? So, are we taking? Did anybody take this Browns Colts guy? I'm not.
No,
I don't mess with stinkers.
No.
I may get. I don't know.
Are you taking Frank Grizzle in your fantasy?
I'm kind of debating on getting the Colts +8. And getting that part 2 of the teaser.
Ask them to put that one on for you, Hat.
All right.
Hey, can I get that Cleve Colts game?
They don't even put that on the red zone. When you're in the red zone, they don't even do it.
They didn't even put that one on the radio.
No, they just say they scored.
Yeah, that's it.
Blue team.
What are the teams in the Rams-Browns game, in the Colts-Browns game scored?
That's all you need to know. Exactly. Yeah. So, all right, moving on. We got the Bucks, who are 1-0, who looked pretty impressive last week, versus the 1-1 Minnesota Vikings. The Bucks are -1, so Minnesota is a home team underdog here, 2 in a row. Under over of 39 points. I do have the Vikings defense as far as one of my fantasy teams that I got going on right now, where I'm looking very good. I think that's a pretty apropos spot.
I don't think that's a good play today, Hat.
I don't either.
You think the Bucks are going to run all over this defense? I mean, I could switch it out if you guys talk me out of it.
I mean, look, if I was you, here's the thing. No Bradford, right? So you got Case Keenum again.
Yep.
So you have a defense, much like what I think is going on right with the Giants defense. They're going to be on the field all
game. Yep.
All game long. And look, I still don't think that Jameis is getting his just due. I think that offense is also still coming together, and I think that they have a big game today. I think Minnesota's defense is good, so they hold them down for, a half or something. They're going to get worn down. Buccaneers are a good team. Buccaneers win today.
Buccaneers win today on the road. Okay.
Yes,
minus 1 point, so you really don't got a spread to worry about there, Dan. Well, are you going to play it?
I am playing it.
All right. Next game on a ticket, the Houston Texans
Whoa. Can I get a little
Oh,
bit?
yeah, my bad. My bad. Sorry about that, Dream. Sorry, brother.
Because I'm still got my fingers crossed watching this Tampa Bay team. Love what I saw last week. But, Dan, remember last year, and I know you know because you liked them last year too, Tampa Bay started out the season pretty relatively strong and then started to fade. So I'm just a little nervous. I want to believe in his team. I'm kind of, while you're looking at Atlanta over there in the NFC hat, I happen to be looking at this Tampa Bay in the NFC. Not saying that they're the best team because I think the Cowboys is, but I'm looking at the Bucs as I think Tampa Bay could be the second best team. I have a little bit more faith in Tampa Bay.
Wow.
Personally, right now than I do in Atlanta, only because Tampa Bay to me has a better defense.
Yep. That's exactly what I'm saying. Like when it comes to big games and it comes to playoffs, it's about defense.
Sure.
Yes. Oh yeah, we've seen it for years. Exactly. So, all right, man. Well, let's move on.
I like Tampa Bay today. I think Tampa Bay wins. I agree with Dan. I think that the Vikings are going to – and it's, I feel so bad for the Vikings. The Vikings have a really good team.
I know.
It's so unfortunately that both their quarterbacks, are down because they have – if they had one of their quarterbacks at the helm, they'd be really good. And by the way, the Jags are opening up a can on the Ravens right now, and it's 20-0.
Nice.
Brutal. But no, Dream, you're 100% right. Yeah, I was really high on the Vikings to start the season. But, when you have a quarterback who doesn't know day-to-day whether he can put weight on his knee or not a great thing. And then when is it possible for Bridgewater to come off IR? Week 6, right?
Dude, they're saying that Teddy Bridgewater, I've heard reports he might not ever play again.
Really?
What?
I have heard that he may not play again, that the injury is just that bad. But here's my thing to the Vikings, though. I feel bad, but then I don't. Because you know why? Because you went out and got Sam Bradford, though.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Okay? Bradford, this has been an issue for Bradford throughout his career. You don't go get a guy like him, if you've got a team.
Oh, they had to do what they had to do. Like, that was, at the time, you have to think that's a great trade. Like, Bridgewater went down. They were, I agree, but you're not going to get a guy in a situation like that doesn't have flaws. And I'm not sure at the time anybody thought that Bridgewater was more than an ACL, right? So,
okay, I still wouldn't have taken I still don't know I would have taken my shot with Sam Bradford because it was they picked up some contract, they picked up a lot of money getting him, and also his durability. And don't get me wrong, Sam's been actually good for them. When he's been on the field. But it's the thing, you need this kind of field. And right now, it's just a wasted bunch of talent right now because you're not going to go anywhere. But we can move on to the next debacle, which the Texans, who I happen to be agitated with, are coming into New England.
Why are you agitated with them, Dream?
Well, just because the Texans Thursday night game, I don't know. It just bothered me.
Yeah. Got it. All right. Well, they're playing the New England Patriots, who seemed to wake up last week versus Breezy. Patriots minus 13.5, under over 44.5. Texans got no shot here, man. They're
so
terrible.
Are you alluding to the Patriots were sleeping on K Sizzle?
I think so.
I don't think the Patriots ever sleep.
No.
I think so, man.
Kansas City, no, because the thing is, the three best teams just happen to be in the AFC West. That's just the way it is. I'm sorry. Patriots right now, look, you can't ever count them out. Brady just threw for 400 yards. You tell me to take a shot right now. Obviously, the Patriots are always in there. Like, always like, yeah, I'll throw some money on the Patriots to hedge everything else. But the Chiefs, the Raiders and the Broncos will most likely all make the playoffs. And I'm just not sure right now, looking at the team, we have another Gronk injury to the groin. We have Amendola hurt. All these other receivers hurt. And I understand, like, Brady always does it, but, like, what? He's doing it with a bunch of undrafted free agents on offense right now? I think the Pats get it done and absolutely annihilate Houston today. But as far as the overall AFC, I think the competition it has been in years. They didn't sleep on the Chiefs. The Chiefs are a better team right now.
Maybe. I don't know. I just saw them just having their way with them early in the game and just kind of went on cruise control. Maybe a little too much. You know?
I don't think the Chiefs slept. I don't think they slept on the Chiefs either. However, I do think I think KC's good. I think the Patriots are good. I also think you can give honorable mentions out there to Denver, and obviously, I like Pittsburgh's offense. On the flip side of that, go ahead, say that again.
You don't like Oakland?
Oh, no. I'm sorry. I do like Oakland as well. My bad. I do like Oakland. I'm sorry. Yeah, I forgot Oakland. So you're right. You're absolutely right. When we look at the AFC, being very, very competitive this season, I happen to agree with you 100% on that note. The Patriots, though, I do feel out of all the seasons I've seen them in the last, 6 to 8 to 10 years, I feel that this particular team here is kind of right in the middle and could either slide to not being as good as we expected or being very good. Yeah. The problem is, this team defensively, a little bit different than teams in the past. I think that they can withstand a Gronk injury. They're saying that the injury is not that bad. Gronk's been injured. They're used to that. I think the offense will always flourish because Brady's there and they'll fix schemes to make it happen. The question with this Patriots team is really what they can do with this defense, and can they keep this defense together and on the same page and be effective as they've been able to do in years past. That's the big question mark with this Patriot team in my mind. As far as today's game, I see them beating the Texans. 13.5 points. I'm not trying to lay that many points personally, but I think that they beat the Texans.
I'm thinking about getting that down to 6.5, Dream.
Okay.
As part 2 of the teaser.
Okay.
I think they can. I think they can win by more than a touchdown. Jonesy's asking me about getting the Texans plus 21.5. Yeah. You know what? And then it's 21-0 right out the gate, and you're screaming.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And it's probably safe to do, but Jonesy, if you wake up in the morning 41-7, you're gonna be like, why did I do that?
Yeah. Right on. Exactly.
Yeah. No, you can't. Yeah, you can't. The thing is, you just don't bet against Tom Brady, especially at home. I mean, just not a smart decision.
And especially with what the Texans have shown offensively. Because offensively...
Oh, yeah. No. Right, though.
Yeah, I don't know, man. All right.
Well, here's the other thing, guys, and tell me if this matters. Patriots had that opening day, all the crazy hoopla shenanigans, and then went out there and got their asses kicked. This is their first home game since that. You don't think there's a little bit of, bludgeon the Texans? If you thought they slept on the Chiefs,
I think. Yeah, well, that's why I'm getting it down to 6.5. I think it's a great play as far as the teaser's concerned. So I'm going to move on right now to the first place AFC East Miami Dolphins, who are 1-0, facing the 0-2 New York Jets. Miami -6 on the road with an under over a 44. You know what, guys? I think the Dolphins, honestly, I'm going to be real with you. I think they beat just a bad Chargers team. I don't think the Dolphins are that great, to be honest with you. I'd love to see them, obviously, be successful because I'm a Dolphin fan. Not a huge...
You get to play the Jets twice this year.
Yeah, they get to play the Jets twice. They get to play the Bills twice. I get that. But they also get to play the Patriots twice, too. That's the biggest problem. Looking at this game, though, this game bothers me. I don't like interdivision matchups, especially when you have a favorite on the road. I'm going to stay away from this game, but I think the Dolphins will pull out a win. But -6, I just don't know if they have any business giving the 6 on the road. Dream, where you at here?
Yes. where am I at? I mean, seriously, I'm at not even being bothered with this game. But one bright spot is, the Dolphins the Dolphins have a pretty solid defense. Right now, 44 rushing yards allowed. Now, I know it was San Diego and Rivers wants to throw the ball.
Gordon was a stud last year.
Right. But, Rivers likes to throw the ball, so I'll give him a little bit of pass with that. But that was very impressive on the defensive end of it. I mean, the Jets are giving up 185 rushing yards. They're giving up 227 passing yards. Mm-hmm. Basically, they got guys just standing out there. I'm thinking about putting my name in the hat to go out and see if I could get a uniform and get out on the field for at least a couple of plays so I could get a couple of dollars.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, it's just bad. McNown, come on, dude, really? He's got as many interceptions as touchdowns this season already. 2 for 2. Yeah. He's like a 2 for 2 package. Cuddles, I expect to have some success. I don't expect the Jets to have any success in this game. I expect the Dolphins to win, but let's not go crazy about the Miami Dolphins. And I'm damn sure not laying those 6 points. Moneyline par, second part of the puzzle will be the Miami Dolphins.
Okay. All right, sounds good, man. Oh, I just don't know, Dream. I could see you blowing my phone up about the fish.
Well, it's the Jets, dude.
I know.
That it is.
Yeah.
So no matter what happens, I'll know I'm in the game until 5:04.
Right on.
Yeah, and here's the other thing. The only person on the Jets defense that you really have to worry about right now is probably Muhammad Wilkerson, right? And he's probably... Oh, I think Ajayi had a huge game today.
Well, we got to see if he's playing because I know he's banged up.
He is banged up. He's listed as playing, so.
Oh, okay. All right. So you think he'll have a really big day today?
Huge.
All right.
I think, yeah.
Well, listen, guys. You know.
He's your hope, Pat. He's your hope, by the way. He's got the second most yards after contact out of anyone.
Oh, he runs hard. That guy runs hard. I mean, my kid and I were watching the Dolphin game last week, and I was just like, this dude. I mean, he's awesome. Real great athlete there, man. So, I almost want to kind of take a player prop. If he wasn't banged up, I'd probably be more inclined to do that. He
came into the season banged up.
Yeah, good point. So, all right, well, I'm not playing that game. I'm just going to watch it as a Dolphin fan. All right, so speaking of fans, Dan.
Big penalty on Baltimore. By the way, it looks like the Jags are going to have a goal at like the 9.
Nice.
Oh, my God. 20-0 already.
20-0. New York football Giants are 0-2, Dan, and they're facing the Philadelphia Eagles today. Eagles -6 at home with an under over 43. Oh, do the New York Giants show a little bit of a pulse today?
This game is crazy because you might have two of the worst offensive lines because Philly's offensive line is really bad too, and two of the best D lines out there. And the sack prop is good here. I'm not taking this game. I mean, 6 points, right? I don't know how the Giants can get in. I'm not seeing it. It's the worst that I've ever seen. So, but again, Philly's offensive line is bad either. The Giants are going to need at least one defensive score.
I agree with you on that. I don't know. Do you guys ever bet the prop where there's a defensive or special teams score? Yes or no?
No, I don't.
You don't do that?
I don't. I'm trying to regular gamble. I don't have time to circus gamble. Pat goes in and looks for every.
I love those.
Every controversial gambling play. Listen, I want to talk about this game for a second because I want to talk about how I don't think the Giants are as bad as they look, and I also don't think the Eagles are as good as they look.
Understood.
Dan, I know you're probably. No, well, okay, so the Eagles actually were seriously in last week's game against KC. They were in that game. And I have liked Carson Wentz in spots. I thought he's done, somewhat impressive things in certain spots. The Giants, I know as a Giant fan, you got to be really frustrated with this team. And I've never liked, the one thing I've never liked about the Giants, I've never liked their coaching staff. I even didn't like it when Coughlin was there. I've never liked the Giants. Still, to me, are stuck in 1960. You know, where they, even though they throw the ball, they still want to be that run, ground and pound team, which they're not. And it's like they don't want to embrace their identity. I feel
What
like
identity is that? I'm not disagreeing that the coaching is bad, because here's the thing: if you can't keep your quarterback upright, can we run a halfback screen? Can we run a wide receiver screen?
I was just
a draw play, a pump and run, something.
And by the way, say what you want, Brandon Marshall dropping that ball last week, wide open, that would have probably got you a touchdown, does not help matters at all.
It changes the whole game. It changes the whole
changes the whole complexity of the game. I think the Giants have been.
Let's put it this way, Dream. I had a client dinner that night. I went right from there. I was in New York City. I went right to a bar for the Giants game. After that happened, I'll just be honest. I don't know if I really remember the rest of the night. That's how bad it was.
I believe you. But and the flip side of that, the Giants, the one thing that I can't figure out, one week the defense, one week it's the defense looks good. It's the offense is a problem. The next week, it looks like it's the defense is the problem. The offense still is somewhat of a problem, but not as much as if you could get the defense just to stop. I feel like the Giants always seem to respond when their backs are extremely against the wall. Their backs are there today. I know this game looks, and it's an interdivisional game. It's going to be a tough game. It's an ugly game. For some reason, I don't know why I like the Giants to win this game. I don't know what it is. I don't know why it is. I like the Giants to win. I know I sound crazy. I know that's dropping it.
The Giants started 0-2, 4 out of the last 5 years?
Yep.
It's not crazy. Hey, you can't be crazier than Jerry Reese, right?
Tell me, is Jenkins going to dress today? Do you know if Jenkins is dressing or not?
Yes. They just announced he's playing.
That's another huge, that was another, element that we didn't talk about in last week's game was he wasn't playing at all either. Hard when you don't have him playing. Listen, the Eagles live off of Zach Ertz, which is their tight end. And right now, that's Carson Wentz's go-to guy.
I think can put him down today.
It's not like they're tearing you up down the field, throwing the ball deep. So you don't have to really worry about that like you're worried about that against the Lions.
A little worried about Alshon.
Okay, all right, and I feel you there, but I'm just saying, when you compare the Eagles' offense to the Detroit Lions, you're not as worried about the downfield threat as you can be. So you can make a few more chances, you can take a few more blitzes, you can run a few more different schemes. What I'd like to see the Giants do is, and I know Eli's not the most mobile quarterback, I would like to see them give him a mobile pocket. At least move him to the right or the left a little bit to buy him 2 or 3 more seconds.
And I would like Eric Flowers to turn into Joe Thomas now, but these things just ain't happening. And look, the older Eli I've always been an Eli supporter. I've never been one of those that have been like, get Eli out of here. But he is also sacking himself at times, okay? There are definite times when you watch the game and you're like, man, if you just take 2 steps up into the pocket, your offensive line is pushing guys behind you, and you can complete a pass. So he's got to be willing to take the hit a little more too, I think.
I think you're going to see a little bit of difference today. I think they're going to move Eli a little bit. I honestly do. If they go to the film and they do what they're supposed to do and they do their due diligence, I believe that they're going to move his pocket a slight bit, roll him to the left or the right.
Thank you. Can you go coach the Giants?
Trust me, brother. I wish I could.
Dude, he's not fast. But the thing is, I have seen Eli do like the play action boot right and complete passes, 4, 5, 6 yard passes all day. And you have a tight end in Ingram. You have the wide receiver. It's like, you're right. They're just so stubborn. Like, no, we're just going to line up in the I formation. We're going to throw the ball down the field.
All right, so question. Real life situation here. Jags are up 23-0 at the half. Does anybody are we ready to unload on the
Yeah. Right. Yeah. I don't know what the love affair is with that team, to be honest with you.
What's the Ravens odds to
It's not out yet.
Oh yeah, what's the live line right now on that game? All right.
All right.
Next game I got here is the Carolina Panthers minus 5.5, 2-0 versus the 0-2 Saints. Doesn't get any easier for the Saints, does it, Dan?
No,
The Carolina Panthers got to be the most
Panthers ain't
awful-looking
that good.
2-0 team.
I couldn't agree more on that, Dream. They don't look that. They're. It's just
that
sloppy.
offense is bad.
They look
I-
like my boy's Cam's outfit. That's how they look. His
Yeah.
outfits are how they look offensively. However, that being said, defensively, though, they have looked good.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I think the Saints can take them because I think if Breeze can actually put up some points early, I just don't like this Carolina team. I don't like Cam. I mean, look, the Saints are bad, but they can score points. So I don't know. I don't like this game at all. At all.
Yeah, you know what? I'm looking at it too, and for some reason, I don't like betting against the winless team. You know what I mean? Because you're going to get. I mean, clearly, if you drop the 0-3, 0-4, I mean, it's really, really tough to. Unless you're in the Jags division, it's really tough to kind of bounce back from that. So
5.5 points on the Saints, plus 5.5.
plus 5.5, huh?
That's what I'm seeing it out right now. I think that's the play.
I'm gonna have to say don't, because the Saint defense is just, dude, it's as bad as it gets. And if any time you need to tighten up your offense and get a little injection of life, you play the New Orleans Saints defense.
But maybe you could say that about Carolina's offense too. You know?
Yeah, but the problem is here is, you know, Breeze is on the road. He's outside. Okay, they're going to lose a little bit of speed there. Carolina's defense has been pretty good. They have been pretty good. I know Breeze can move the ball against any defense, but Carolina's defense has been good. You worry about Breeze getting in the red zone and not being able to score touchdowns, and the Saints having to settle for field goals, which is right up Carolina's alley. So Carolina will play game management with them for, 2 quarters, going at the half, I don't know, 7-3, something stupid.
Yep.
6, 10-6. And then next thing you know, Breeze throws that 1 to 2 interceptions. They get great field position. Cam ends up running into, and next thing you know, they lose the game 17-6. So I don't think you take the shot with the Saints here. I actually do like.
Yeah.
I do like the Panthers, but I'm not touching it.
I mean, this is also the first. This is the end of the cakewalk for Carolina too, because after this, it's at New England, at Detroit, and then home against the Eagles. So,
wow.
Yeah.
Wow. All right. I'm struggling. I think Carolina wins the game, but I just don't want to bet against the Saints today. Don't want to do it. No. Next one we got on the ticket, we got the Seattle Seahawks at the Tennessee Titans. Tennessee minus 2.5, under over 41.5 points. So, Dream, the Seahawks are fine. The lines are starting to adjust to this Seahawks team. I am not a fan of Russell Wilson. Never have been. I think he rode the coattails of a really good defense over the years. You like him more than I do.
I like Russell Wilson. I don't like Russell Wilson on this Seahawks team. I don't like the weapons that they have around him. And they've never how long have the Seahawks had those wide receivers? It's like every other team, you look in the backfield, there's new guys.
Yeah.
When you look at the Seattle Seahawks, it's Doug Baldwin still.
Yeah.
It's the same. Like they've always, I was so excited when they got Jimmy Graham. I don't know why, because they don't ever use him.
Yeah.
And it's the same guys. That Russell Wilson has had to throw the ball to. They never got him. How great would Alshon Jeffries have been on that team? How in the past all season, you think about some of the guys that moved. Even a Brandon Marshall, you give them a Brandon Marshall. Why would they not get this guy? Some serious weaponry.
Even somebody in the draft.
That's what I'm saying. They just never. I don't know what with them.
Is atrocious too.
Yep.
I mean, we talked that definitely. The O-line is. But by the way, I have that. I know you guys love that. Not you guys, but I know people out there love this Titan team. And I'm not in love with them either, though.
No, right. I don't know if they have any business giving 2.5 to the Seattle Seahawks.
Yes, they do.
They do. Okay. Why is that, Dan?
All right, so go ahead.
Yeah.
Seattle is road garbage, especially. I mean,
that's true.
Yeah.
I think that Seattle, again, kind of like Baltimore, not as bad, are kind of living off the a past team. That team has a lot of inner dissension. I don't think the defense is what it was. We already said the offensive terrible. The receivers, I'm not a Doug Baldwin guy. I was a Jimmy Graham guy. Like that, it's like having a Ferrari and never taking it out of the freaking garage.
Yep.
And I do like Mariota. And now look, we're having the benefit of watching the Jaguars, and everybody can say, "Oh, it's a London game." I don't buy that, right? The Jaguars are destroying Baltimore right now, and Tennessee dismantled them last week. So I think Tennessee gets a pretty decent win here. I think they run the ball really well today. Give me the 2.5 points. I don't care. -2.5 all day. Tennessee
-2.5, huh? I don't know. You know what? I'm inclined to take the Seahawks, but I'm not going to do it because it's going to be one of them games where I'm just so frustrated with the offense. I can see it now. That if I bet the game, it'll be putting up field goals instead of touchdowns. Just not my cup of tea today.
What makes you think that? When you look at Seattle, especially on the road.
I agree.
Don't see how they get this done.
I'm not betting the game. Period. Not doing it. I got 4 other plays that I'm putting together though. So
all fantasy.
All fantasy.
But
Dream, please don't be 40th place out of 40 this week, because if that's the case, then I don't know. You just better retire.
So my question to you is, I know we're going with 40, but last week didn't we get only 20 at 12:59?
No, it flew, man. No,
okay,
we
all
were,
right.
No, we were full before. We were full like 11:45.
Okay,
we were full.
All right.
Yeah, because I had people trying to get in. I couldn't get in.
Okay.
So, all right. Right now, so far we have.
Did you put the link up?
Yeah, the link is all set.
Oh,
I put the link on our Twitter page for our 40-man and woman fantasy football contest, guys. And right now, if I look at it, let's see how many we have so far. So far, we have 7 out of 40. So we need to get cracking, guys. Usually everybody, the next hour coming up is when everybody starts joining it. That's what I've seen in the past. All right. Next one we got on the ticket is we've got the Bengals and the Packers. Green Bay -7.5. Bengals are 0-2 with an under-over of 46. It's another scary game, Dream.
Well, it's not scary to me.
Talk to me.
Why is it scary? Is it scary because we have to watch
just the desperation of an 0-2 team, man. I don't.
That hasn't scored a touchdown?
And the NFL has decided, as far as race relations are, that they're using Marvin Lewis as the token black guy that they're going to coach and be awful for his whole. They're like, every time they say you don't got enough black head coaches, they just sit in with Marv, and then everybody just walks away and says, "Yeah, I know, I forgot, but whatever." So
Jim Caldwell's sitting there like, "Man, I actually had to earn my contract."
Poor Marv actually probably, it was dope, I don't know, 15 years ago. But now he's just saying, "I'm black and I'm keeping my job."
Oh, my God.
Oh, that's funny, dude.
Poor Marv. Listen, Cincinnati, whatever. Look, Green Bay, mad. Didn't look that great last week. At home, hard to play in the tundra. Aaron Rodgers definitely going to find a way to move the ball against that Bengal defense. I don't see Cincinnati having a lot of success against the Green Bay defense at home, especially coming off of a loss. I like Green Bay in this matchup. I'm not playing it, but I do like Green Bay in this matchup.
You don't?
Not playing. No, I like Green Bay. I'm saying I like them. I'm not going to play the game though. But I like Green Bay.
All right. Yeah, I think Green Bay. Clearly in the tundra is where to play. As far as what they do, this team. Historically over the last 5-6 years, Dream, they've been very hard to beat there. So I hate betting against an 0-2 team, but this might be one where I make a little go off my path a little bit here and take them. All right, so the next one on ticket is the Chiefs and the Chargers. We got the Chiefs are 2-0, Chargers 0-2, Kansas City -3 on the road, Dan. Scary game or not?
No. Give me the Chiefs all day, every day, all day.
All day, every day, all day. Gotcha. Where you at here?
The Chargers, middle of their defense. well, really their whole defense really isn't very good. Again, I it's very easy to say. He did it last week. I called it. I love Kels, man. I think Kelsey is just. I think he might be the number one tight end right now. Look, I love Gronk when he's healthy, fully healthy all the time. Like, you got to take Gronk. But this dude is special. I think the Chiefs are really well put together this year. And the one thing you got to say about Fat Andy is he's a great regular season coach. Maybe he messes up in the playoffs all the time.
Sure.
But they're not dropping a game today. I'm not sure that the books are also catching up with this Chiefs team. Like, -3? I thought it would have been 5 or 6. So I'll take the -3 all day.
Okay.
The problem I see with the Chiefs, they do play to their competition. I mean, you looked at them last week. You would expect them to blow out the Eagles, and they didn't. They struggled with the Eagles. The thing with Kels that I love the most is that on opening day, opening week, Kels comes out there. He's made team captain. He's going to stop all the shenanigans. He's going to be a good guy now. He's going to be the team leader. And he got 2 penalties in both games. He's played it so far.
He just can't help himself.
So it's like, dude, shut up, please. You know you're just a badass kid in the back of the room. Knock it off. I got the Chiefs winning this game. I'm not going crazy. I don't love this game, but Phillip Rivers, you guys know how I feel about Rivers in Los Angeles Chargers. When has the Chargers been good?
I know, right?
When have they been? I can't get when LaDainian was there, and I didn't good then either.
I agree. I'm right there with you. They got to do something, man. It's the same thing over and over again.
Rivers is doing something. Just having a lot of kids and throwing the ball deep with his eyes closed and complaining that the receiver didn't make the catch.
I agree with you.
I got K-Sizzle winning the game. Get rid. Go down to 2 guys. You know if it's at 3, go to 2.5. You know how to play this stuff. Get the win and not the push, just in case it gets tricky. KC should win the game. Don't look for KC to blow them out, though. I will not be surprised if it's 10-7 at the half, because KC just doesn't like to blow anybody out immediately. And like I said, they will play up to their competition. But they did blow I should take that back. They did blow the Patriots out kind of in the first week 1. I just expected them to do a little bit more against the Eagles. They'll probably play around with this LA Chargers team, but they'll win in the end. So money line, if you want to be safe, really money line it, or at least buy it down to 2.5.
Got it. All right. Final game on the ticket is Sunday Night Football. The 2-0 Raiders going into the Washington Redskins, who are 1-1 coming off their big win last week. Oakland -3 on the road. Over of 54 points. Wow. Home team underdog on primetime, Dream. Any interest?
Yeah, getting murdered. Getting murdered. I don't know. You know what? This is like the battle of you don't know what kissing cousin's showing up.
I agree. It's so Jekyll and Hyde.
You just don't know who's showing up for cousins. Dan, you're in Washington. You going to this tonight?
No. I mean, I kind of want to. We'll see. Well, there is a chance I might make it out. I might, because I'm just so high on this Oakland Raiders team. And maybe it's because I'm just so excited for them to move to Vegas and go to a Giants Las Vegas game in Vegas and get me a luxury suite. But
there you go.
I'm just looking at who's going to cover Crabtree in this game. And I'm not seeing. I mean, like, between the 2 receivers, and to be honest, Dream, if you ask me right now if I could handpick any quarterback in the NFL currently to be on my team to put on the Giants, it would be this man in Oakland. 100%, without a doubt. Based on age, talent, and everything, I love this dude. I think they crush Washington today. I think Oakland's legit. Night game. I know prime time on all that, but dogs have been slaughtered.
Yeah,
and they're going to be slaughtered again tonight.
Raiders are a better team. I agree with you on that. 54 points seems pretty apropos for this, Dream. Seems like it's like right on the number, man. That's a tough total to get involved with. I'll take a look at some props in this game, but I think I have enough plays moving forward here. So I think I'm going to pass on the game, depending on how my day goes. So let me rephrase that. See how my day goes. I'm not trying to chase tonight.
But he'll be chasing at the end of the
All right, guys.
He'll tell you not to do that.
All right. So that's pretty much going to do it for the NFL. 100% of the card broken down by your boys each and every week. Fantasy football, gambling, the whole package. We do it all here. So,
by the way, since we're not going to be out real quick,
Yep.
you were 1 week off. The Dallas Cowboys
That's
minus 2.5 in Arizona. They get some revenge.
That's my last piece of the puzzle right there, the Dallas Cowboys. And then I'm going to go straight bet on the Cowboys as well. I love the Cowboys absolutely Monday night. Bounce back situation, going ham, all in, and then we're back on track. Guys, I'm still on the bandwagon. I'm driving the bus. I don't care. You heard it from me. I'm screaming and yelling. I got the Cowboys going to the promised land this season.
wow.
That's it.
Woo.
Wow.
That's where I'm at.
All right. So that's going to do it, guys. What we're going to do is recap everything right now and see where we're at. So I'm going to lead it off here, Dream.
Go ahead.
I'm getting the following going on here. I'm going to take a 4-team 6-point teaser. Okay, it pays 3-1. Green Bay Packers -1. Atlanta Falcons over 44. Atlanta Falcons and the Detroit Lions. New England Patriots -8. And you're going to hate this. Indianapolis Colts +7.
Do hate it.
That's where I'm
Why
at.
would you, every week you put in a awful...
I know. The Rams got me. It was looking stellar up until the Rams last week. I know. So, Dan, where are you at?
Yeah, so it's a rather large card today.
Large card for Dan.
Large card, but Steelers -7, Broncos -3, Pats -13.5, Bucks pick'em, Titans -2.5, Chiefs -3, and I will most likely be adding the Raiders -3, and tomorrow the Cowboys -2.5. A lot of favorites today, but I'm feeling it.
All right. And Dream,
Yes.
what are you doing?
All right, so Moneyline Parlay. Pittsburgh, Miami Dolphins.
Pittsburgh, Miami, yep.
Pittsburgh Steelers, Miami Dolphins. You can go New England Patriots and Dallas Cowboys. If you can't wait till Monday, then take the Cowboys out and play the 3 and fall back with that. But I'm going with the 4-piece. I'm putting Dallas Cowboys on Monday. And also for today, just my one and only straight bet is going to be the Tampa Bay Buccaneers -1. Tampa Bay Buccaneers -1 is my straight bet of the day today. Honorable mentions. Gang, I do like, as had alluded to, I do think that you can have some success in the, where's the game I'm looking for? The Detroit Lion Atlanta Falcons over. I think you have some success in that. I also think that you were going to have some success as well in the Oakland Redskin over. You might want to even tease the 2 of those. I think there'll be some fireworks in both of those games. I do like the Raiders to win as well, but I'm not going to get involved with that straight. My straight play for today, like I said, is going to be Tampa Bay.
All right. Sounds good. So, guys, we're getting ready, man. We got about an hour and 45 minutes before game time. I'm going to go get some really nasty food and sit on the couch all day. Dream, what are you doing?
Oh, dude, you know what I'm doing.
Oh, no way.
Soccer, back-to-back, Saturday, Sunday, 2-piece back-to-back soccer. They got it scheduled at 2 o'clock. Don't worry, because I'm finding out who does scheduling of the games. Me and him are going into the boiler room. I'm getting out my licking stick, and I'm saying, look, you can do them all on Saturday. Don't do Sundays no more, or else my kids aren't going to be involved. But no, the little guys love it, so I got to be out there with them, and they're killing me. I got the ticket, so I'm able to watch it on my phone, so I'm able to stay in the know, but it is killing me. I want to thank everybody that's retweeted the game, retweeted the show. Chad E's in the house. OJFB's out there. Vegas Go 92661. A man, Jeff Ryan. Winning Picks is in the house. Terrence Mack, Vegas Jack, Wayne Yarborough, Super Mario to the bank. My boy Buster Carr, Shane Whitehead. Mario Martinez is out there. LA WizKid, Sin City Maverick. Also, Cash Action Bets. I think I mentioned Winning Picks, Frank Vincolata, Rick Lopez. Big shout out to you, the primetime capper. Tiger Clinch, Deeks Picks, Joseph Del Rosario, my man Irving, guys, send him a shout out. Sir Mata, Jim Rome is a douche, the incredible Marley Marr, Direct Sports Solutions, Jay Snyder, Chris D, Jay Gotts, Buster Carr, BT, Jonesy, Game Changer, and last but not least, Philly Picks and Rob Dog. Gang, I missed you, not doing it on purpose, but there's a lot of people out there, obviously, to support the program, and I can't get to each and every one of you. Always remember who you're with and make the most of each and every day, as you cannot get this time back.
All right, Dan, and you're in Washington, so what's your plans tonight?
Hey, man, I'm just going to get real drunk and watch the games, and hopefully the Giants all.
All right.
Dip over to the White House, Dan, and throw beer at the Donald.
Here's the thing, Dream. I think if I come too close to that place, I'll get some plague-like virus. So, like, I'm just going to stay away, dude. Like, it's just so gross down there. I hate everything about it. I just want to disappear for the next 3.5 years, pretend this dude doesn't exist. And hopefully North Korea won't nuclear bomb us. So, you know.
Got it. All right, guys.
That's all I'm hoping for, honestly.
All right. So we'll see you next Sunday, guys. Hey, have a great day. Enjoy your Sunday and get that money. Let's go.
Peace.